Hi, Fiona. It looks like you're here, but your audio is still connecting. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I think I made it work. Can you hear me?
Yes, great.
Okay, here, I'll let me fix the
Um,
video and stuff.
there we go.
Hi.
Awesome. Did your dad get you a blue Yeti?
Yeah, he let me borrow the mic. It's
Oh,
very fun.
awesome. Yeah, he told me that he'd make sure you were set up for lessons, like that you've got the
Very
mic.
exciting.
Yeah, blue Yetis are great. That's a good one. Okay, awesome. I see you've got your music stand. You're all set.
I
Let's
have the music today,
yay.
which is always good.
You're like, "Hey, forget it because I'm at home." Oh, well, how are you? How was school today?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I
Awesome.
have a lot of math homework, but other than that, I got it done.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna forget about the math homework temporarily.
Yeah,
Have a good time, and then we'll get back to it later.
that's
All
great.
right. Oh, what would you say is your main goal for today? What would you mainly like to focus on today?
I wanted to make sure that the notes in the cadenza we were working on didn't sound too like almost like I wanted to make sure they all sounded like you could hear each note, right? Because I felt like
Ah,
when
yeah,
I was trying to practice, it sounded very like almost blurred, like
sure.
not in a way that's supposed to be.
Right. So right now it's feeling a little bit blurry, and we want it to be more clear each individual note. So a nice clean run. All right.
Oh, and I marked the breath.
Oh, perfect. You went through and marked the breaths. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had one question. Let me see if I can find
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Okay, so on the page two, I don't know if you can see, it's labeled as page 11. After, like on that day, those two notes were tied, but also it had a comma there, and it felt like a good time to take a breath. I would still take a breath there.
Sure. That's
Okay.
a good question. Yeah, that the composer put a tie there, but then you're like, but it does kind of feel like a good spot. Um,
I can do either, I think. I
so
just
I think it's perfectly okay there to give yourself a rest. So what I often do is I'll actually cross off the tied note and I'll just write in a rest. So you could just put an eighth rest there and give yourself a breath because
I
we
can do
don't
that.
need to tie it. I mean, phrasing wise, word wise, we have commas, musical phrasing wise, it's okay to take a breath there. So I would just cross it off and put a rest there and take your breath.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I can do that. I'll probably do that after because right now I have it marked, so I should still
Okay.
breathe there.
Sure. Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and let's try. We're going to go through and do some technique work, unless you want to just dive right into the song. So,
Oh,
how's
that's
your
fine.
voice feeling today? Are you feeling pretty warmed up? Are you feeling like you just want to dive right in, or do you want to do some
I
technique work
drink a
first?
lot more water today.
Nice.
I don't know if that made a difference, but I think it did. But I'm
Okay.
okay with either. But I think probably warming up is probably better.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. If you're not like already like, oh yeah, I'm warmed up, then we probably should go ahead and try that. Do some warm ups and we'll go from there. All right. So let's go ahead. Starting out, we're gonna think about a nice tall posture first off. Nice and tall, shoulders back, sternum clavicle lifted. I want you to think of your ankles, hips, shoulders, ears. They're all just stacked on top of each other from that hip bone. Feel like your spine, like you've got little air pockets between each chunk of your spine as you lengthen and elongate. That neck, think of a nice long back of your neck. Think of your chin being nice and level with the floor. Let that jaw muscle release. Let the jaw just drop down. Tongue nice and relaxed in the mouth. All right, we're gonna breathe in and out. We're gonna focus on the rib cage expansion first. So those little bitty intercostal muscles, you're lifting and opening, and then we breathe out and relax that. All right, put your hands on your belly. We're gonna breathe in and out. Feel that belly expansion as you inhale, and feel it flatten again as you exhale. All right, and now focusing on the back space, expanding all the way around in the back of your ribs. And exhale. Now the entire torso, you're breathing in, opening, and then focused energy up and out. Alrighty? Good. Okay, so next, let's go ahead. We're going to keep focusing on that breath flow. Keep that breath engaged. Let's try on the V consonant, engaging that core. Try that. Nice. Okay, we're going to use that. Let's start with a third, a fifth, all the way up to the octave and back down. See if we can do it all in one breath. 1, 2, here we go. Breathing in. Try one more. Great, let's slide down. All right, good. Yeah, go ahead and get a sip of water. We can hydrate as we go.
In front of me, yeah.
Love it. Okay, next we are going to try focusing on the sliding a little bit more. And this time, let's go a little bit lower. We're going to go into that low chesty part of your voice, that side-to-side muscle, your thyroarytenoid muscle. We're going to engage that one. You'll feel more of this warm, fuzzy, chesty feeling as we get lower. So let's try on. Ah. And actually, let's add aha. So aha. Here we go. Ah. So we're kind of hitting up against that vocal fry down there. So just kind of let your voice slide into that and marinate in it for a second. Yeah, good. So that's a great thing to add to your warm-ups and your cool downs. The body is releasing hydration internally to the vocal folds and externally. So they'll swell and vibrate more evenly, and also they'll have more lubrication to vibrate more smoothly. So you'll get more clarity there. All right, now let's switch our focus, and we're gonna do on a scale. Let's try going a slide into a scale. So So first it's sliding, and then it's note, 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 note. So you'll feel the contrast. Here we go. Very good. Okay, now let's try. We're going to do sustaining through on an arpeggio. Can we try first going on? Let's do coo, ko, ka, ko, coo. So coo, ko, ka, ko, coo. Here we go. Coo, ko, ka, ko, coo. Coo, ko, ka, ko, coo. Coo, ko, ka, coo. Coo, ko, ka, coo. Coo, ko, ka, Nice and open at the top. Think of expanding in the throat. More air at the top. Good. Let's work our way back down. Excellent. All right, so now some faster, more running ones. Let's go on. Let's go on intervals going up. So we're going to go on, let's stay on the ah, but let's add an L. So let's go la 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 la. All right, 1, 2, breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. All right, watch the jaw. Let's switch to a different exercise real quick. Right now, wiggle the jaw, and we're just gonna go. Nice. All right. So now Let's try. Keep that jaw open and go la 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 la. Now try da 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 on a D. Okay, now a T. Now ta 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 ta. Keeping your jaw still.
Oh, ta 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 ta.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah,
American
it's like it
English is
wants
a
to
very
move.
chewy language. We like to combine our movement with our jaw and our tongue. We like to attach those and move them simultaneously. But I want you to detach the two movements from each
Ta
other and
ta
isolate
ta
them.
ta
Yeah? So we're going to
ta
try
ta.
slower now. We're going to go on, let's do la la. Let's go on la 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 la. So start slower and then we'll speed it up. Okay?
Okay.
One more. Good. All right, now we're going to feel what happens when we do a phrase legato and when we separate and make them short and disconnected. We're going to move a little bit lower this time. Let's go on V, 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 V. Then you'll take a breath and go he, 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 he. All right, so one is more, you're connecting even through the V, V, V. The air never has to stop. And then he, light staccatos, disconnected. Here we go. V, 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 V. Breathe. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. Sorry. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. He, 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 he. V, 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 V. He, 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 he. Yes, good. Okay, very good. Next, we're going to try. Let's try. Let's go on. Let's do it on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. These are just little flicks of the tongue. So do 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 do. Try that. Yep. So little flicks, just little quick flicks. Here we go. Can I have you just kind of move your head like a little bobblehead doll while we go? Here we go. Great, sliding down. Oh.
Ah.
Great. Okay, now we're going to do a big slide. Go E to ah, back to E, and it's going to transition through an A in the middle. So like E, ah, A. It's just because sometimes it'd be kind of like E, ah, E, and we want it to slide through every little nook and cranny on the way up and down, all right? So sliding through E, ah, A. So very thoroughly slip and sliding through. This is not differentiating notes for this exercise. Here we go.
Okay.
E, Try a couple more. One more. So that was your high C. That is higher than we have to go for the cadenza. Excellent. Yeah, get us the water, and we are going to shift our focus to that cadenza.
I need to move my one ear so I can hear myself more.
Sure. I love that.
I don't know if it's like reflecting back from the microphone. I think it is, but I don't think it is. No.
Interesting.
I don't know. I need to mess with that more.
It's probably the settings too, because on the mic, I believe you have directional patterns. You also have knobs on the front and back. So you possibly can turn up your mic input gain level volume or like the playback volume in your ears. I forget. I loaned out my Blue Yeti and it never made its way back to me. So I don't remember exactly.
No, I think my dad helped me with the positionment. So I think the pattern is right, but I'm not sure about the gain.
Yeah, so the gain input level is going to amplify you more.
Ah, okay. Let me see.
So if you turn that up, it should make you louder.
Oh, I can hear myself now. That's fun.
Ah,
there we are. That's more like
I
it.
definitely hear you better now. So
sorry about that.
Louder. No, it's okay. It's probably two because you're hearing the piano, and you're hearing me, and you're hearing yourself. So yeah, a little trick at home when you're not practicing with headphones. You maybe have seen in like pictures or videos, artists will plug their ear and they're like do 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 do, right? And they plug their ear. They're doing it so they can hear themselves better. So when you plug your ear, you feel the vibrations a little bit differently, and you hear yourself a little bit better. So that's cool. Something you could use just on your own during the week, just while we're thinking about hearing yourself better. Okay, so we're going to try gearing up for that high note. Can we try starting on the F? Let's go. Of me. Yeah, that's it. All right, so we're going to start a little bit lower and work our way up to the B flat. Here we go. Good. So I want you to slide down to the of. So it's slide up and then
Okay.
and after you say of me, then it's a little more clearly
Me.
Yeah, try that again. All right, we're going to go up in half steps. So we went all the way to a high C. So that is higher than you have to go by 2 half steps. That's your actual highest note. So if you can get to the high C, sustaining the high C is a little more challenging. You can feel that than just like popping up to it and coming right back down. All right, so we might need to build a little more strength, stamina, endurance up there. That's okay. But if you can get to the high C, then B flat, easy peasy. All right, so let's back up a little bit to the run that comes right before you jump up to the high note. So it's the part we just learned in our last session. So it's the So this time, let's make it super slurpy on purpose, okay? Try that. Yeah, good. Now we're going to separate them like staccatos. There we go. All right, so staccato on every note. Here we go. Good. Again, staccatos. Good. All right. So now I want you to think about something with your breath. Think of if you were driving a car and you have the gas pedal pressing and it's steady. Steady stream of air. But what if you have it partially pressed down? You never stop feeding the steady flow. You just add extra little puffs of extra energy, extra fuel.
Okay.
Right? So with your breath, we're going to feel that happening. So you're going to try where you add extra little puffs from your core. Try that. Yeah, so feel that steady first. Then add, now try the opposite. Where it's separate. Okay? Now do this steady, but add in the extra puffs on top. So it's still connecting through even when it's not the accented moment. Yeah? All right? So let's try. We're going to go on. Just legato flowy. Here we go. Now we're going to separate. Exaggerate.
Okay.
Now you're going to combine. So you have the steady flow plus the extra little kicks of breath energy on each individual note. Here we go. All right, so it should feel like you have like tiny little crunches happening in your core on top of the continuous flow. All right, so now try on the ahs, but engage that little extra little kick of breath on each note. 1, 2, go. try the Slurpee one again. All right, now separate. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. All right, now the kind of combination. Here we go. All right, and then you're gonna go into the slide up, and that one Slurpee, right? Try that slide by yourself. All right, so let's try from the that whole chunk there. Here we go. Good. All right, let's back up a little more to the beginning of that cadenza. Those first two little sets, we have the right? So let's try that on staccato, and then you have the second one. We'll do just those two on the staccatos. Put a little H between. Try again. Yep, it's a ha ha ha, exactly, an aspiration. Good, again, same thing. Good, now Slurpee through those. Good, now that in between. Here we go. All right, so
I like got missing in the middle.
It's okay. On the high note at the end of the phrase, I want you to think of crescendoing on it. So think of softer, and it grows. So like, and I want you to get louder on it because right now you're kind of backing off of it and unsupporting on the ending note. Yeah? So crescendo on the final note of each little phrase. All right, here we go. Breathe.
Okay.
Good. Now the long one. All right. When you go up to the higher notes, I need more strength. So like the kid or the scream painting. We're gonna think of that. Yeah. Drop in that jaw. Try it again.
I was use speakers. I'm so sorry, but I don't have speakers.
Oh, it's okay. You're good. All right, so we're gonna try that again. The whole cadenza. Ready and
okay.
All right.
I feel like it's a little sketchy.
Oh, a little sketchy. That's okay. All right, we're gonna play a little trick with it. We're gonna, when we're lower, do on A, and then just when we go to the high B flat, switch to the ah, and open the jaw more. Okay? Here we go. On A. All right. So, how did that feel different?
I think that was, I felt like I was able to like get the note more almost. I don't know.
Okay.
Like I feel like I kind of was able to get it more, and then also it was more like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Those
Okay,
are hard.
that's all right. And we are just starting this. It's an entirely new style, an entirely new range, an entirely new
Fun.
skill to do a cadenza. So if right now you're like, I haven't quite figured out what it feels like, that's okay. So this week in your practice, I want you to really pay attention to what am I feeling sensationally in
Okay.
my body. Okay? All right, let's go back. We're going to try singing through the whole song from the beginning. Okay? Here we go.
You might be able to hear some rustling papers. Sorry,
That's
this is the
okay. No
best setup
worries
I
at
could figure
all.
out.
That's okay. Breathing in, think of
Think of
me.
me,
Think of
think
me
of
fondly
fondly
when we
when we
said
say
goodbye.
goodbye.
Remember
Remember
me
me
every
every
so
so
often.
often.
Promise
Promise
me you'll
me you'll
try
try.
on that day, that not so distant day when you
When
are far
you're
away and
and
free.
free,
If
if
you
you
ever
ever
find
find
a
a moment
moment, spare a thought
that
for
for
me.
me.
Breathing in and out. Breathing in, and though
And though
it's
it's
clear,
clear, though it
though
was
it's
clear
clear that this was never meant to be,
be,
if
if
you
you
happen
happen
to
to
remember,
remember,
stop and think
think
of
of
me.
me.
Think of a sweet
Such
memory.
memory.
Don't think
Don't think
about
about
all we things might
it
have
have been.
been. Think of me, think of me breathing silent
Silent
and
and
inside.
inside.
Imagine
Imagine
me
me
trying too
trying too
hard
hard
to
to
put you through
through
my mind.
my
Think of me, please say you think of me. Whatever else you choose to do, there
there
will
will
never
never
be
be
a
a
day
day
when
when
I won't think
think
of you. Breathing in, flowers fade, the
the
birds of
fruits of
summer
summer
fade.
fade.
Think of the
Let
season so
what
deeply.
we,
But
but
please
please
promise
promise
me
me
that
that
sometimes
sometimes
you
you
will
will think.
think. Cadenza.
Oh,
All right, awesome. So, tell me one thing that was really fun for you in this lesson. One thing that felt very satisfying, that like just clicked or resonated, a new discovery or eureka moment, right?
when
What
I
was it?
when I was doing like the other bits, like not the cadenza bit. I mean, that part was very fun too, but the other bits when I found I really I don't know, I think I like remembered to breathe this time. Well, less breathe, more
Oh.
like open my mouth more because you're talking about it so much, and that made it so much easier. I need to do that more.
Ah, okay. So that's like light bulb moment. Lock that away. Good. What's one
That's the
thing
thing, right?
that as we were working, you could feel that you were improving and that you thought, all right, it's not totally there yet. I definitely need to keep practicing this and reinforcing it during the week.
I think that the making sure that I like oh, what was it? The like the difference between like the legato and the staccato. I feel like I was not really there yet, but I can do better, like in the middle, like of hitting the middle section, like right where it's at, and still getting those like puffs of breath while it's still being connected.
Mhm.
That bit.
Yeah, good. Love it. And then how many days this week are you going to try to set aside for practicing, and how long are you going to practice each of those days?
Usually I try to do like because I like plan like right after school as soon as I get home. I
Yeah.
do like
Okay.
I tend to do usually like around 15 minutes. If you think I
Okay.
should do more, I
Sure.
can completely do that.
Yeah. So after school days, so that'll be 4 days this week, and you're going to do about 15 minutes of concentrated practice.
Yeah. And
Yep.
I can definitely do so on weekends too. I just don't like have it like planned as I
Scheduled
do like
in.
these days,
Yeah.
but I can still
Right.
definitely do that. I probably will,
Yeah.
but
I do think it's helpful if you can do at least every other day, because we
yeah,
are
definitely.
growing new pathways in our brain, building new
Mhm.
habits, new coordination in the muscles. So I do think having a rest day is good. Um, that being said, I do recommend practicing every other day. So if you maybe could pick one day on the weekend that you want to practice.
Okay, I can do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Probably be Saturday.
All right, awesome. Sounds good. So then Sunday can be your rest day, your vocal rest day, and then you're all fresh and geared up for our lesson on Monday. Love
Mhm.
it.
It'll be fun.
All right, Fiona. Awesome work
Yeah.
today. Keep
Okay.
up the
Thank
great
you so
work, and I will
much.
see you next Monday, okay?
Yeah, see you next Monday. I don't know.
Bye, Fiona.